What's going on, everybody? This is Copy 801, and there's my cat. And today, I figured that I would talk about something current. Now, I don't usually jump on the whole press bandwagon. Oh, look, there's this story, and there's this story, and oh my god, what's going on? But, you know, something happened yesterday, the day before, mainly yesterday. We got our first look at Supergirl from the Flash movie. And that is where the thumbnail came in. And there has been rampant, I am talking absolutely rampant speculation as to who could be the new Supergirl. And I figured that who else better to talk about it than someone like me who's a fan of Supergirl. Now, I know a lot of people, that it's not a very popular character per se. It's kind of like on the fringe a little bit, even though it's part of the super family. But I figured I would give my 2 cents because a lot of the mainstream press has come to a conclusion. And I figured I would, just do a little critical thinking, analyze it a bit. But before we do that, I'm going to say hello to everybody who's joining me live. We got Something Wong, Magic Lasso. What's going on, dear sir? You're pretty qualified about this too, dear sir. And we got No Good Comics, Justin. What's going on, dear sir? And we got this guy over here. What is going on? In case anybody is unaware, I will be having the BLCC on my channel this Friday for Copy 801 Talks for my 10th episode spectacular. Nothing really means anything except for the number. But anyway, let us get on to the topic at hand. So, pretty much most of the mainstream comic book media and collectors, I might add, have come to the conclusion that the Supergirl that will be in the Flashpoint movie, or the Flash movie, because it is going to be a multiversal movie, is going to be this one right here, Lara Lane Kent. First appearance, Injustice Gods Among Us Year 3, issue number 7. And her origin is that she is a dream sequenced future version of the child the Joker killed in the Injustice universe. So, what does that mean? Okay, in case anybody's not aware, DC came out with, they had a video game called Injustice, and it was what would happen if, Superman became the villain. So, in Injustice, the Joker kills Lois Lane and their unborn child. We assume, sometimes that the unborn child is going to be Jonathan Kent. It is not. It is a girl. It is Lara Lane Kent. And in Injustice Year 3, Issue 7, we get a dream sequence where Superman dreams of what the future might have been like if the Joker didn't kill, if the Joker did not kill Lois Lane and the unborn child, which turned out to be Lara. So what we have to think about here is it a real first appearance? Kind of. It's a dream sequence. So it's technically not, but technically is. Because, they showed her face, they showed the costume, all that good jazz. And, just like the actress who plays Supergirl, guess what? Dark hair. Also, similar costume. So people are like, oh my god, look how similar the costume is. And I'm flipping it back and forth a little bit for you, just so that way you could see, how similar they do look. Because let's be serious, they do look similar. However, the main reason why this happened was because Tom Taylor went on and he goes, "Oh, look how similar this is to my costume design and my character design. I'm so happy that they did this. Could it be this? I don't know, but the resemblance is uncanny. You know how creators do. They're hyping up their own product." Tom Taylor is very good at this. He's done Injustice. He's done Deceased. Two monster universes of their own, and he's done a good job writing all of them. Now, realistically, could it be her? Maybe, but my logic as to why this is unlikely, is because you're going to use, in your live action debut, you're going to use the dream sequence of a character that died from an alternate universe that was only in one issue. That, to me, that doesn't make sense. Because if you're going to have a multiversal movie, that's fine. But you can draw on so many other characters. And I didn't just pick her. I got a couple more possibilities out of the woodwork. So, possibility number 2. We have Linda Danvers, first appearance, Supergirl, Volume 3, Issue number 1. And this is probably my favorite volume. I think it came out in the mid-90s, I think 96, and it was written by Peter David. And her origin is that she merged with the Matrix Supergirl and became separated in the future. That is literally like her origin, nutshell, but expanded. So Linda Danvers was a young woman who was going through like a lot of different stuff in her life. She wasn't really living her best life, got mixed up with the wrong crowd, and Matrix Supergirl ended up saving her. And Linda was about to die, and Matrix merged with Linda Danvers. So Linda Danvers went through life as Linda Danvers. But when she wanted to become Supergirl, she changed into Matrix, which means that she became taller. Her hair was blonde. She became more built. So this is another possibility, because if you look at the top picture, Linda Danvers is on the right. She is not very tall. You could tell because the doctor on the left is actually slouching a little bit to be at her level. She's not tall, and she has brown hair. If we look at the actress, it could be a very dark brown or black hair. Point is, dark hair. She doesn't look very big, but then again, there's no reference. So let's see what the chat has to say. No, we're not something Wong. But we got Fuzzy in here. What up, Fuzzy? So that is why I think it could be Linda Danvers. And another reason why it could be is on this slide. So just moving back to the chat before I do go. Dave, what's going on, Dave? How are you? So I wouldn't be surprised that you guys are lost. Just to move back a little bit, if you're not familiar, Linda Danvers merging with Matrix. So back post Crisis, so after Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Supergirl from pre-Crisis died during Crisis on Infinite Earths. We didn't have Supergirl for a while, and then a protoplasmic life form came to Earth and wanted to do good and assumed Supergirl's form. And she became close with the Kents, Jonathan and Martha Kent, close with Superman, also close with Lex Luthor at first, but then she kind of diverged from that. So pretty much this protoplasmic life form took Supergirl's form. It's been a long time since I've read it. I don't remember why, but the life form wanted to do good. So Superman, did what he did, gave her a chance, and she was Supergirl until the whole incident with Linda Danvers when she almost died, and they both merged. So then when they merged, they became the same person. Linda Danvers knew everything about Matrix and how she got to Earth and all that because it was in her body. So picture it as I guess she had two different forms, but she was both people at once. It was an amalgamation. When she became Supergirl, she transformed into the Matrix Supergirl form, which was taller than her, had blonde hair, was more built, obviously stronger, but she couldn't use any of the traditional, Superman, Supergirl powers when she was Linda Danvers. So the reason why I say that that the actress could be Linda Danvers is because at some point, Matrix and Linda Danvers separated. They were no longer merged. But Linda Danvers still retained some of the power. She had limited invulnerability. She couldn't fly, but she was very strong still. It was pretty invulnerable. And that's where the bottom picture comes in. So literally what she did is she put on another shirt, another skirt, and wore a wig. Now, do I really think that this could happen? I don't know. This is even a stretch because they would need a lot of explaining to do and a lot of backstory, which I'm going to be honest, DC hasn't been very good at that. Not very good at the backstory. They tend to jump right in. And that leads us to the third possibility, which again might sound outlandish, but I mean, people are thinking that this is literally someone who made one appearance, and that's Aliella Kent, which is this. People are thinking it's her because of the costume and stuff, even though she only made one appearance and she's in a different universe. So, if you don't think that's far-fetched, then you're not going to think this is either. This is Aliella Kent. Her first appearance was in Supergirl 1,000,000, part of that whole series. And the origin is she is the daughter of the pre-Crisis Superman and Linda Danvers. So I mentioned Linda just before. And I'm going to let you know this gets messy right now. This character is very messy. So Linda Danvers tried to change the past by she went back in time before Crisis on Infinite Earths and met Kara ZorEl pre-Crisis, fought her, and knocked her out, put her back in her rocket, and then launched her into space, even though she literally just got to Earth. So, freaking lasso. So, Linda Danvers did all of this, met the pre-Crisis Superman, and she pretended to be Kara ZorEl, even though she wasn't. Superman knew, but wanted to see what was going on because, he's got X-ray vision, he's got telescopic vision, he could see all this. Linda Danvers admits, I'm not your I'm not your cousin. Superman's cool with it. In fact, they get married. They get married. They have a kid. This is the kid. Now, after this is where it gets messy. The Spectre comes by and tells her this isn't how things are supposed to go. And the Spectre resets continuity to its proper form. But before he does that, Linda Danvers asks the Spectre to spare her child, which is Aliella. He says fine. But he ends up sending her to the distant future. It's like the 873rd century or something like that. I think that's the name of it. It's the far, far, far future. And that's where we get this one. And she's trying to, she's just chilling in the distant future, trying to find her parents, if she can remember them, and just, doing her thing. There's also mentioned in DC 1 million that she is more powerful than Superman or any member of the Superman family. So this girl is like completely overpowered, and she's only like 8 years old at this point. This could be her grown up. It's really far-fetched, but again, we have the dark hair, brown hair, the actress who plays her, brown hair. Or, in my opinion, what most likely this is that this isn't the only thing she's filming, and she needs her hair, and she can't dye it another color, so that's going to be CG'd on, and she is indeed playing Kara ZorEl, the traditional Supergirl. First appearance, Action Comics 252, origin, refugee from Krypton, arrived on Earth years after Kal-El. We know this story. Now, what some people are not aware. I believe this started in New 52. Either that or it started, yeah, I believe so. I know it's definitely in Rebirth, but so the picture you're looking at in front of you, in the very center, you see a girl with dark hair and glasses. That is Kara ZorEl. That is Supergirl. But how does she have dark hair if she has blonde hair? How does she have glasses? Well, we all know that she ends up that in modern continuity, she disguises herself just like Clark Kent by wearing glasses. How that does anything, I don't know. But they take it a step further with her and they change her hair color. So she has technology to where whenever she puts her glasses on, her hair immediately changes from blonde to brown. to further help her secret identity. So she still has blonde hair, but there's some sort of holographic technology going on, and her hair turns from blonde to brown, or like a dark brown, shielding her from, people who are trying to figure out her identity. Is that a great idea? Yes, it's much better than just putting on glasses. Oh my God, I don't know who you are. If you change the hair color, you're trying, and I get that, and that's a good start. But it really could be that. It could be that everyone is just looking at Tom Taylor and thinking that, this is what it is, and everyone's overthinking it, and it's actually just the regular Kara ZorEl. Evidence to prove this. So, we've got the dark hair, just like the actress. Dark hair. Now, what some people missed. Oh, what up, Crazy Ivan? How are you? So, what some people might have missed. DC had this little event called Future State. You probably heard of it. And, we had a lot of different stuff happen. That's where the current continuity is kind of marching towards. But what some people didn't realize is that in Future State, Superman of Metropolis, Jonathan Kent's a little older. Supergirl's a little older. Her costume changed. So, this is the costume from the set photos of the show. And this is the costume on the left-hand side that they used in that book. In Superman of Metropolis. So, if you look at it, it is virtually, it's almost identical. Almost. To the one that's used on the film. So I'm going to switch back and forth. So this is what they used on the film. You see the S, normal shape, but you have the red coming across pretty much above the chest, going up to the neck, and going around to like the elbow on the back, but you could see it from the front, right above the armpit, just below the shoulder. Literally, that is exactly what is on the picture to the left. That is how she looked in Future State, Superman of Metropolis, which takes place very shortly after, the current continuity. Now, I put the other two photos because Boss Logic did a little rendering, and he came out with it, I believe, yesterday, maybe the day before, but he did a rendering of the actress playing Supergirl. And if you look at the third photo, her costume is is like a combination of the one to the left from Future State Superman of Metropolis and the actual Future State Supergirl storyline. Because you have the cape on the waist. You also have similar shoes and boots with the color going up to the knee. Very similar to what you see in the first photo. No gloves, which is fine because, gloves are not really necessary. But, let's face it, Boss Logic works with these companies. He works with these big name companies. He works with indies, and he works with DC. He's been doing a lot of great covers for DC. So, he might have a little bit of an inside track to this. So, that's what is going through my mind currently, is that they're just, probably playing all of us, because that's what these people love to do. They love to play people, and they love to be like, oh, we're going to throw you for a loop. But in reality, they're not. People are just overthinking it. I personally think that everyone is overthinking this, and that they're using like a combination of the future state design. Like I think they're using the future state design, but they're kind of like, they're not making it exactly the same because they never do. But I mean, look at the costume. You got to think too, because future state just ended. It literally just ended. And, Flash, they're starting to film right now. I mean, you have to realize that these guys talk to each other. You know what I'm saying? They do. Look at what Marvel did. They tried to make their comics more aligned with the movies. They could be trying to do the same with her costume. All it be in the future, but give a little bit of an Easter egg or give a little bit of commonality so that way, people aren't looking at it and going, oh my God, this is so different. I hate it. Because it is similar. It's not exactly the same, but it is similar. So that's my opinion. I mean, I'm just I'm just I'm just another person. I'm not an authority on anything, but I figured I'd give my 2 cents because I know the character. So, with that being said, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and crazy Ivan. Does she have a cape because she has a badonkadonk? No. No, she does not. The cape was just kind of like, it was just something new. They just wanted to do something new, and they did that. Am I crazy about it? You know. I mean, it is what it is. Is it new? Yeah. Is it something that I would have proposed? No. Do I mind it? Like I said, it is what it is. But, that's my 2 cents. I think what they're doing is they're throwing everybody for a loop because, she could have another movie deal. And, like, look what happened with Henry Cavill during Justice League. The first shots, he didn't want to shave his mustache. Yeah, they did a garbage job CGing it, but, he had another role. So he didn't want to do that. Same could be for this actress. So I don't know. I think they're going to keep it simple. I think they're going to introduce her, and I think that that's probably what's going to happen because I don't see them doing anything super complicated. Like, I don't see DC reaching into their history the way Marvel does because they haven't done that before. They're not good at it yet. And if they decide to do it with something like this, I'll be like, why did you do it with this? You could have done it with so many other things. But yeah, I think they're throwing us for a loop. I think they are, that they're just keeping everything under wraps. And I mean, we'll see what happens. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I got no problem. Everybody's got an opinion. I'm working off the information I got now. If other things come out in the future that give more certainty, then I'll probably change my opinion. But that's the beautiful thing about an opinion. It's fluid. It can change. So, on that note again, thanks for joining in. Hopefully I gave you all a history lesson. And I hope I didn't confuse the hell out of you guys too much. I know how daunting it can be if you don't know a character and somebody starts spitting facts at you and they're like, oh, what the hell's going on? So, again, thank you very much. And I will catch you guys later. Tune in on Wednesday where I do my little review video. If I have time, I will be going live. to do the reviews of my comic books pickups of the week. But until then, have a good day, everybody. And remember, collect what you like. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Peace. Bye now.